NFL 22 on EA Sports. And tonight's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Eagles and the Broncos, next on EA Sports.
And off we go from Denver. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. For the first time, we get our look here at the Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts, the second-year quarterback out of Oklahoma.
A lot of expectations for Jalen Hurts this year, but he has the support of the franchise, including the man who owns the franchise. Had a 4-game audition at the tail end of last year and did enough that the Eagles sent Carson Wentz to Indianapolis. They're expecting Jalen Hurts to be their quarterback of the present and the future.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. From the gun, it's Hurts.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Now a first and 10 at the 11.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive.
And the Eagles come up here first and 10
at their own 25-yard line. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, second down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Here's second and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll fire it deep for Rager.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he tries to get as much as he can here while protecting the football as he dives to the ground. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Throwing on first down is Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
2nd and 4.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And this is incomplete.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. Locke going to throw. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he will have a Broncos first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Again, it's Locke. And he's got his tight end, Fant. Touchdown, Broncos. Noah Fant there to make the grab. And the Broncos push further out in front. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes?
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And this is caught out in the left flat. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's the All-Pro Von Miller who came in to belt him behind the line. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's a diving catch right side. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
So the completion there, and CD, as we know, trying to defend against an NFL quarterback, that's one thing. Trying to defend against a mobile NFL quarterback, that's quite another. What's the plan here defensively?
Well, the pass rush has to still try and get to him, especially the guys on the edge.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Von Miller, he was the one getting in there, able to wreak his usual havoc. Well, the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before they got the quarterback on the ground.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Hurts gets this to Sanders.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The former first-round pick, Kareem Jackson, there defensively.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Well, the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. On play action, Locke. Escaping the pressure right.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Block off a play action. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Darius Slay with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10,
just shy of the 30.
Throwing is Hurts.
There's the former quarterback, Greg Ward Jr. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, it certainly feels like we can't mention Greg Ward without using the phrase converted quarterback, but he's turned into an excellent, dependable receiver. Wound up leading the Eagles with 53 catches last season.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 33.
Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle 1st down. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hurts.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, but it's going to be 2nd down. Here comes Sanders on the toss right. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
Bradley Chubb continues to round into form. Remember, he had knee surgery in 2019 and followed that up with 8 sacks in 2020, continuing to ascend in the NFL.
And look at this, another fake. Oh, but he'll be stopped well short of the first down marker, and it's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Javon Hargrave there on the stop. 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for Albert Okuegbunam was the target there. But now it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out.
He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver.
And now it's 2nd down.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. That'll be caught. It's Reagor.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
They go play action with Hurts.
Got a man. That's Ward. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Bangs off the right upright, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Mr. Davis, you're a football lifer, my friend. You've called games at the highest level. You know head coaches inside and out. Please explain that one to me. Speechless.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good with their...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage.
They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, and that'll bring up second down. Throwing now is Locke. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
This is the tight end Fant. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this returnable for Rager. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Hurts fumbles it, but I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was, and Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Back to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Deontay Spencer on the return from his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter of play. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
No gain on the play there, second down. They fake the handoff, now Locke. And he goes down, it's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick.
Here comes Rager.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll look to throw.
Open right side, complete to Rager.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
It's caught by Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds.
Now they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Now Gordon on 1st down. A gain of 3, 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy.
3rd down here.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Block now to throw. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Play action. Here's Hurts. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
What we've seen so far in this game, they're not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
Well, this is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long.
Looking here for Smith downfield.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
The Eagles send out their punter now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it. And look at this, another fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, sometimes the fake punts work out. They're fun, and you're so smart for doing it. And sometimes, Charles, what happens is an epic fail, and what we just saw was an epic fail.
And you're right about that, because the key here is the element of surprise. You have to catch a defense completely unaware that this might happen, this might occur. Unfortunately, somehow they tipped it off, or they were just well coached and on their toes.
Lock now on 1st down. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Locke to throw. Out quickly to Judy. Touchdown, Broncos! Drew Lock on target to Jerry Judy. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who were in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 35. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
In on the stop there, Alexander Johnson, the Broncos' leading tackler last year. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you.
And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead. And they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Draymond Jones providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Deontay Spencer on the return from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the...
And now the rookie's free! The 30! And all the way home for a Broncos score!
Javonte Williams,
85 yards!
and the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The CD, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And there was so much that was impressive about this play, but it wasn't just what he did downfield. How about what he did behind the line of scrimmage? This wasn't a play where he just had a direct path to get him downfield and make the big play. He had to adjust on the fly behind the line of scrimmage, and in the end, that became a tremendous run.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And out now come the Eagles. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Eluding the pressure right. 20. 10, and they move this all the way down to the 9. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space. And
down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Bradley Chubb, his 2nd sack of the night.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So that's one you almost never see at this level. A wobbler from very short range, and it winds up no good.
All right, Brandon, if he slipped or someone got a hand on it, then I could understand it, but it's almost like you heard a whistle or something to stop this swing. A very strange result, especially for an NFL kicker.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down.
Oh, and a nice tackle, a 6-yard pickup, but they need more than that.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called.
seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A lot going to throw it here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it was their defense that led the way.